All right, let's get right into it. Leadership is knocking on HR's door, asking them to define the role of AI in the company's people agenda. But what's really happening inside these organizations? We're about to break down the common challenges HR leaders are facing, which will help you in your sales role to better diagnose what they actually need and guide them to the right solution.
You know, this one sentence from an HR leader named Vivian, it just cuts right to the heart of the issue. This isn't about being resistant to AI, not at all. It's this deep, almost paralyzing uncertainty about where to even begin. And honestly, this is the starting point for so many of your prospects. They know they should be doing something with AI, but they feel completely lost.
But here's the interesting part. While your contact in HR might be feeling completely adrift, their leadership, the board, the C-suite, they actually have a surprisingly clear vision. Now, they're not AI experts, but they are experts in business outcomes, and they're looking for AI to deliver on a few key promises for the whole people agenda.
And what's really telling is just how simple these goals are. First up, efficiency. Basically, do the same work, but faster and with way less manual effort. Step 2 is productivity, which is all about enabling their teams to do things that were just impossible before, especially at scale. And finally, number 3, governance. You got to do it all responsibly, safely, and ethically. From the top, the vision is actually pretty straightforward.
And this is where we see a massive gap open up. A gap between that clear, high-level vision from the top and the messy, chaotic reality that HR teams are living every single day. The view from the boardroom looks nothing like the view from the ground floor. So let's see what that chaos actually looks like. This quote from Cassandra at HR just captures it perfectly. It's that feeling of being totally stuck. There's this awareness that something big is happening, that they need to move, but there's no map, no clear idea of what that something even is. It's the classic, we don't know what we don't know problem, and it's absolutely paralyzing.
And here's Vivian again, just hammering that point home. The desire is there, right? The will to use AI is strong, but the how? It's a complete mystery. So you have all this great intent, but the path to actually getting something done is completely blocked by this fog of uncertainty.
And this quote shows you that the problem is systemic. It's not just one person feeling lost, it's the entire organization. When Kim says no one department knows where to start, that is a massive red flag for a total lack of ownership. Everybody's just kind of looking at each other, waiting for someone else to make the first move. So if we take all that chaos and distill it down, it really boils down to these 3 big diagnosable issues. First, there's no clear AI strategy just for HR. Second, whatever tools they do have are totally fragmented. Think of a few people using ChatGPT for emails, but with zero governance. And third, there's no clear owner, and AI is just one of a dozen other competing priorities. This is the reality you're walking into.
Now, this internal mess isn't just some abstract strategic headache. It creates real, tangible pain for people. You see managers who have no idea where to even begin. You see early experiments that fall flat and deliver disappointing results. And then you see confidence in AI just plummet across the whole organization, all while good people are getting burned out on repetitive tasks that could easily be automated.
So let's just pause for a second and build some empathy here. We've talked about the strategic problems, the chaos, but what does all this confusion actually feel like for the person on the other end of your call? How are they experiencing this day to day?
It feels like this. Imagine you're a seasoned professional. You're an expert in your field, you know your stuff, but suddenly you feel like a complete novice in your own domain, your own kitchen. That feeling of incompetence, especially when you're used to being competent, is incredibly frustrating.
And honestly, nothing captures that feeling better than this quote from Vivian. I do not even know how to boil an egg. Think about that. She's an accomplished board member and expert, but when it comes to AI, she feels like she lacks the most basic fundamental skill. This is the emotional core of your prospect's problem.
Okay, so how do we use this understanding? Now that you get the context, the chaos, and the feeling, let's get really practical. Think of this next part as a tool to help you translate what you're hearing in those calls into a clear diagnosis of what's really going on under the surface.
This slide right here is your diagnostic cheat sheet. Seriously. When a client says something vague like, we just need to start using AI, what they're really telling you is they have no strategy. When you hear, oh yeah, I use ChatGPT to write some emails, that is a huge signal that they have fragmented tools and, frankly, low AI fluency across the board. And when they come in with a super specific question like, can AI help us find better candidates? It often means they're stuck on one little pain point and probably have some unrealistic expectations about what AI can actually do for them. These aren't just phrases, they're symptoms.
So here's the bottom line. Your prospects are not just looking for another tool. They feel like they don't even know how to boil an egg. They are looking to you, the expert, to come into their kitchen and guide them, to show them what good actually looks like and give them a clear recipe for how to get there. Your role isn't just to sell a product, it's to lead them out of the chaos.